Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to give you tips on how to make a woman to constantly think about you. Getting a woman to like you or to love you is different from getting her to always think about you non-stop. Now you can get a woman and get her to like you, but you might not actually get her to think about you non-stop. What do I mean by liking and then thinking about you? You might be like, liking or loving someone will get you thinking about them. There are different types of women and there are ways that we behave. There are some women that you might actually get them to liking you or loving you, but they don't really care so much. If you care more about them or much about them, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Am I in my right senses today? Let's say your girlfriend likes or loves you. She might be the type that if you stop giving her attention or you are not always there, she might just feel like you don't really care so much and she wouldn't even bother. She knows that once she walks out on that street, she's getting someone that is walking up to her and is talking to her and she's diving into another relationship. Now, she might not be courageous enough to get to ask you, do you like me? Are you taking me serious? So when she's liking and loving you and she feels you are not taking her serious, you're not always there for her, you don't have time for her, she might not have that time to start asking you if you want to take her serious or if you like her. She can easily just move on to the next relationship. Okay, now when you get such women like this, how do you now make them to like you so much that they are always thinking about you non-stop? That's what we are going to be discussing about today. Let me tell you how to make that person that likes or loves or that doesn't like you to get to start thinking about you non-stop. Now, the first point would be build mystery. When a woman doesn't know certain things about you, you will appear more mysterious. As soon as she knows those things about you, you immediately revert back to an ordinary person. Obviously, this one is going to figure out these things about you anyway. You create mystery. You don't let her to know everything about you all at once. They are the things that you're going to be releasing in future, little by little. And just when she thinks that she have known everything about you, you will explode another bomb and she will be like, are you serious? Like, there are new things about you every day and that gets her to start thinking about you. This guy is mysterious. If I think I know him enough today, the next day he's another person, and another person that you're going to be portraying is an amazing person. Please, not a bad mystery, all right? And whenever you do new things, it kind of makes her to feel happy. It kind of amuses her. It makes her to know that I haven't seen enough of him. There are things to come. Now, she would want to know more about you. She would want to keep discovering more mysteries about you. This is a one sure point. This would have been the only point that would get you to thinking about her, but I think I have other 3 points, but let's discuss this one in depth. You build mysteries. You don't tell her much about you. When you meet a girl for the first time, you don't really tell her everything about you, your financial status, your capability, your IQ, things about you. You don't just open up everything to her. Little by little, she gets to start discovering. Of course, she's going to find out those things anyway, because once you guys enter into a relationship, she's going to start seeing things that she hasn't really seen in you before. Maybe she doesn't know that you know how to cook. Maybe she always know that you buy food outside, you buy food. I'm just giving an example. Now she will go back home and start thinking about you. Like, she will keep thinking to herself, wow, this guy is so amazing, he's mysterious. I don't even know anything about him. If I think I know today, tomorrow he shows me another side of him. It gets her think. And once she starts thinking of you, strong affection starts setting in. The second way you can make her to start thinking of you is to remind her of things, like create things that will remind you of her, that will remind her of you. The other way around. Okay. What I'm saying is you create things that will remind her of you. Yes, I got it this time. That she'll just be in her space and she'll be like, start thinking of you. She'll start thinking of you. She'll have things. Now, can we go with examples? Things you can do that will make her to. Okay, let's say that you guys went out the other day for a movie, and she hurt her legs or injured her legs, or her shoe got broken, and the way you held her, the way you supported her, the way you helped her to stretch her legs, or to treat the injury, or to change her shoes and maybe try to fix it yourself. You know, how nice you were that day could actually be something that she'll sit back and start remembering and be like, wow, the other day this guy was this. There are some things that you make her to think of you about, that even when you wrong her once, she'll go back to that good thing that you did and be like, okay, the other day he was this, and this shouldn't be a reason why I should be mad. And so once you created something, a scenario or something that will make her to remember you for, she'll start thinking of you. Once she start being like, the other day he did this, she has started thinking of you, and affection starts setting in. The third point would be, don't always be there. If you're always in her space, I said this when I did a video on how to make her desperately want you. Don't always be there. If you're always there in her space, there is no time that you're creating for her to think of you. She can't just think of you. You're always there. She can't even miss you. So with you not always being there, you make her to miss you. Give her the space, the chance to miss you. Now, what I mean by not always being there is, you should always portray a person that is always busy. You're focused at achieving a better life, better future for yourself, and maybe for your future family. And then she is now seeing herself in a place whereby, if you guys should settle down in future, okay, he's hardworking, he's always working his ass out, and I'm sure he wants a better future for his future family. So if I happen to be part of that family, I am made, or I am settled. Like, everybody loves hardworking men. Even men love hardworking women, except for men that do not love their women to do anything. That is different. Okay, so always make it to look as if you're always busy. You are focused. You're a focused human being. You have better things to take care of. It's not as if she's not a better thing, or first thing first, business matters first. Then you can come back to relax with love. Let her understand that. Not immediately she sends you hi, you jump up in the next second and say hello. Now she might send hi in the morning. You might wait for 10-20 minutes before you reply her. You might be like, oh, good morning, how was your night? Like, kind of a little intro and greeting in the morning, and then that is it. So do not always be there. Don't always jump into replying her chat. Now, once you've texted her in the morning, you can go to work, assuming that you're going to work. Even if you're not going to work, you might now reply her later in the evening. Just give her some space, and don't always want to see her physically. You can give her a long time. Now you can take weeks or months before you see her physically. That will create a memory for her. She will keep thinking about you and wanting to see you, because she hasn't seen you for a long time, and she's not always having you chatting her up all the time or picking up her calls often. It will create an opportunity for her to sit back and start thinking of you, and even wanting to meet you in person, or wanting to hang out with you, or wanting to have a lovely time with you. But if you're always there in her space, you're not giving her the opportunity to miss you. You're not giving her the chance to think about you. It is those spaces you've created for her will give her the opportunity to think about you, to miss you as well. And it also builds more attraction. She have more attraction for you. Now, the next one that would help is compliment her the right way. When you compliment her, it also aids her to think of you. She remembers the things you tell her. Okay, let's say, for example, when you know you don't really give her so much of your time, and with the little time you've seen her, she even looks more beautiful to you. And then you might look at her, it looks as if you don't even remember her face again or what she looks like. And you might be like, wow, you're actually so beautiful. It's not as if you've not seen her before. Maybe you've been seeing her before, maybe you've even smashed her before. But because it's been a long time you guys saw each other, you might be like, you actually look so beautiful. Or you look so beautiful. Once she goes back and have that opportunity to think of you, she remembers the beautiful compliments you give her. And it tells her that you like her. That even if you're giving her space or you don't have 100% time for her, that because you're working for something better, for better future. And I can't even remember what I was saying. I don't have time. And she gets to use that time to think of you, to remember the compliments. And once she remembers the compliments you're giving her, she will tell herself that you really like her. Because if you don't like her, you wouldn't compliment her that way. So that way she feels you like her, and she automatically starts liking you so much that she keeps thinking about you. Now, the last point will be remember details. Now, you should try and remember the things she has told you. Maybe she's told you that next week she's going for horse racing. Maybe she told you, oh, mom is sick, or mom was sick, or whatever details she tells you about herself, or she tells you her age, she tells you where she's from. Always try to keep those details in mind. Now, when you are away, she might feel that you don't really care that much. But when you guys have the opportunity of meeting yourselves face to face, and a scenario happens that you have to mention one or two that she has mentioned to you before, and she has said that in a very long time, she will just keep wondering to herself, really, this guy remembers these things, and I'm actually thinking that he doesn't have my time, and he remembers everything I tell him. That means he pays attention to me. That means he likes me. And once she notices that you like her, she starts liking you automatically. Now, these are my top points that will aid you into creating that energy between you and your girlfriend or a girl that you want to keep thinking about you. And if you keep doing this well, please do not take it too far, because it can drive some women away. So you should be careful if you're staying away from her. But once it comes to keeping mystery, that is a sure point. You have to do that one. But if you're keeping distance, do not do it too much. But don't always be available. That doesn't tell of a matured man or an alpha male, which every man wants to be. Okay, so I hope that these points will help you into making that girl to always think of you. If you find this video helpful, you like me as a person, do not forget to smash that like button, turn on notification once you've subscribed, and leave a comment down there below on my comment section. And I'm going to see you in my next video.